Hello, my name is Uriah Kennedy. I'm the CEO of MedWORX Tech. You have applied for a sales position with us, or you're thinking about applying for a sales position with us. We're going to go through and describe what this position entails. Recently, we have changed our company outline from products and services that were more in line with laboratory testing, such as cancer screenings and pharmacogenetic testing and toxicology type of products and services, to services that are more in line with capital equipment. Over the past few years, insurance companies have really kind of tightened down on their reimbursement levels, and we don't want any of our sales representatives being dependent on insurance companies. So pretty much everything that we do now, it has to do with capital equipment. You are free to peruse our website and look at all the equipment and products and services that we provide. But just know that in this sales position, you'll primarily just be selling capital equipment. We're very unique amongst 1099 positions. I want to make sure I emphasize that this is a 1099 commission only position. But unique to this world is we have a very sophisticated program. We pride ourselves on how well we train, which most 1099 positions you're kind of left out there on your own and you're out there fending for yourselves. Here, when you come in, we have a 10-step program that teaches you on exactly how to do a door approach, get past the gatekeeper and get yourself in front of the decision maker. And then once there, we have another 10-step program on actually how to present product correctly. So it doesn't matter if you've got 2 days or 20 years of experience in medical or in sales, we're going to make you an absolute expert. Give you the confidence that you need when you are out there, that you know you're going to be able to generate that revenue, generate that income, and not have any fear once you're standing up in front of a physician who's been to school for 10 years and you've got to go toe to toe with them. Our number one product line is a laser that I have designed and developed, which is specific for pain and rehab. This particular laser gets patients up and out of there without pain on their first treatment. And nothing but an opiate or a narcotic can do that right now. The primary call points for this are going to be physical therapy, chiropractors, and pain clinics. And it's where, again, we can get patients up and out of there without pain on their first treatment. Our next biggest product line has to do with imaging. And we do, as you can see from our website, anything and everything within the imaging space, from x-ray equipment to ultrasound equipment and every variation of those. From a simple podiatry type of system, as you can see here, to portable units that you may see in a nursing facility or a veterinarian hospital, to large x-ray suites that you might find in an orthopedic practice, to C-arms that you can find all over, particularly in pain clinics and cardiology clinics, to our ultrasound equipment. And we are distributors with Mindray and do incredibly good job in our ultrasound equipment. And then on occasion, you may even get into the big MRIs and CTs. But it's very simple to get out there. And what we're doing is we're trying to find anybody and everybody that has a 10-year-old or older device, because it's quick, easy sells, low-hanging fruit. Our next biggest product line is what we call our cardiovascular machine, or ANS. It's a device that tests for peripheral arterial disease, risk of heart attack or stroke, small fiber neuropathy, things of that nature. We also do quite a bit of items in the laboratory space. We are a turnkey operation with physician-owned laboratories, where we can set up any type of a clinic up as their own laboratory and generate quite a bit of revenue coming from that. And then we also do quite a bit in the surgical scope and surgical instrument repair, as you can see from here. These are all fun products, and the way it works is we have a once a week training every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time that everybody's required to attend. It doesn't matter if you've been here for 1 day or been here for 10 years. Everybody attends the weekly trainings every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. That would be noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific. Other than that, everything else is done online. It's online training modules and videos that you're going to learn, study, and memorize. Once you've signed a contract with us, you're going to get a link from us to our OneDrive account that you're seeing right there on your screen. On the OneDrive account, you're going to have everything that you need to get started. All our training modules, videos, and each one of our product lines has a specific slide deck that you will download to your tablet, and you're going to learn what to say and how to say it page by page. And that literally is the position. You're out in the field every day, all day, getting yourself in front of office managers and physicians, getting your tablet out and running through the slide deck as we have you memorize it. It's no more difficult than that. So a lot of times when people come in, they really try to make this complicated. It's that simple. It's a numbers game. You're just trying to get yourself in front of as many decision makers as possible and present our products and services and capture their interest. We pay about $5,000 per device. Our laser and our cardiovascular machine are right around $5,000. Our imaging equipment can range anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000, depending on the type of services you provide. And the reason why that varies is because we'll do a lot of retrofitting and upgrading. We'll do a lot of refurbished systems, since that tends to be the budget nowadays. As well, we have several lines of brand new systems that can range anywhere from as cheap as $35,000, $40,000 clear up to well over $120,000. So the commissions on the whole range from 3 to 8, 3 to 10, sometimes more than that. And then in our laboratory equipment, you're probably going to be $10,000 to $20,000 in setting up a physician-owned laboratory and commission. So there's plenty of ability to make a good amount of income with our program. And like I said, the recommendation is 15 to 20 touches a day. Now, a touch we consider to be brand new doors you're walking into for the very, very first time. It could be doors you walked into several times before where somebody just wasn't available to talk to you at that point. It could be any of your clients within the presentation process or closing process. Any combination, doesn't really matter. As long as you're getting 15 to 20 touches a day, you should be getting 2+ sales a month, which again spells out to that six-figure income. We always pay within 3 days, so you don't have to wait for a pay period or a pay cycle. You'll get paid within 3 days of that particular client closing, what we call closing, and then paying for the product. There are no territories, so you can go anywhere you want, whenever you want. That rewards those who work and disrewards those who do not. So again, what we're looking for are people who are self-motivated, self-driven. We can teach you the product knowledge. We can teach you the sales skills. Like I said in the beginning, we can make you an absolute expert in the sales process so you can have absolute confidence coming into this position that you're going to generate enough income to support you and your family. We don't want anybody thinking that 1099 position is complicated. It really isn't. What it boils down to is your willingness to get out there and work. So we specifically look for people that are self-driven, self-motivated. In the end, you're the one that's got to be out there knocking the doors. You're the one that has to be getting yourself in front of correct decision makers. It's you're the one that creates all that legwork. We provide extensive amounts of backup and support. You'll have 2 managers that you'll report to, and they will help you on a day-to-day process, keeping you motivated, helping you with ideas with your customers, helping you know what the next step is. You'll brainstorm together on what should be done next to be able to make sure you're closing several sales every single month. You'll be getting customers on webinars with myself because I'm an absolute expert at these products. I will help you close. Then I also fly around the country and I do demonstrations in person, particularly with our laser that I myself designed and developed. So again, you'll never lack for backup and support or lack of training or lack of product information, product knowledge. That is all a given with our program. What you need to focus on as a sales representative is you have to be self-driven. You have to be the one getting up and out there and hitting those doors every single day. Without that, there's just no chance of generating income. We have plenty of representatives making well into the 6 figures, but we always have representatives that can't even make $30,000 a year. And those representatives will come to me and say, hey, I'm not making any money. I got to go do something else. And I'll simply ask them, okay, how many doors did you hit yesterday? And they'll say, oh, maybe 3 or 4. And I'll say, okay, how many the day before? 3 or 4. I'll say, okay, that's definitely problem number 1. your laser presentation. Let's go. Let's hear it. Go. And they'll stammer and stammer and they won't be able to do it at the spur of the moment. And I'll simply say, okay, now you know why you're not making any money. It always boils down to those things. It's a numbers game. You've got to be hitting the doors on a daily basis, and you have to have your product knowledge, which means you have to have those presentations and your slide decks completely memorized. And when you're standing up in front of a physician, not stuttering, not saying 200 times, but being able to go toe to toe with a physician who's been to school for 10 years. The other thing that we see a lot is what we call paralysis by analysis, where initial representatives come in and they just don't start. They overthink it. They say there's too much information. I've got to memorize too much information. How do I ever get started? How do I hit my first door? And they get paralyzed by just overthinking it and just never starting. Those representatives that come in who do not try to reinvent the wheel and just follow the program tend to do very, very, very well. So again, we look for people that are self-motivated, self-driven. We're not here to babysit anybody. This is a 1099 position. You are there to set your own hours. You set how many doors you're going to knock on a daily basis, which is going to directly reflect how much money you're going to make. If you're hitting our recommendation, which is 15 to 20 doors a day, I can promise you, if you're doing it right, you're going to be in the six figures. If you're going to come in doing this part-time and you only want to hit 40, 50 doors a day, then that's what you want to do. If you want to have this kind of as a side gig and you only want to hit 2 or 3 doors a day, then that's your prerogative. If our recommendation is to come into this as a full-time position and you're in the field every day, all day, working your 6, 7, 8 hours a day and making sure you're hitting those 15 to 20 contacts a day so you can make sure you're in that six-figure range. The reason that people come to 1099 positions such as ours is, one, it's a 1099 position where you're not by yourself. It's a 1099 position where you have plenty of training and backup and support. And most importantly, the main reason why people come into a 1099 position is the commissions are not capped. And you can set your own hours, which means you're free to be with your family. You're free to do ancillary and schedule or ancillary stuff in your own time, whether that's family activities or sport activities, whatever it is you want to do in your own time. You've got the freedom to do that. If you can't work today, then you can't work today. But as a 1099 role, then you've got to be that person that regulates your time, regulates your schedule, and is committed to doing that. And if you can do that, if you can commit to that, then we would love to have you on board. So again, when we get on our interview call, which is what I'd love to be able to schedule with you, I'm going to ask you that specific question. Is this something you can commit to? And if it's something you can commit to, then we're going to simply send out to you a contract. You'll get the contract in your inbox, and then you'll sign it, and it automatically comes back to us. Once we get it back, then you're going to get a link to this OneDrive account that I was just showing you. That's going to set you up with our training program. You'll start attending our Tuesday trainings. You'll start communicating with our managers once a week, and you're done. You're out in the field and you're out there working. Typical questions that I get is how long does it take to get up to speed? The laser will probably take you maybe 3 or 4 days to learn and memorize that product. It's always the first product we have you learn. The imaging is the second product we'll have you learn. That may take you 2 or 3 days. And then you're out selling those items. Once those are sold and learned, or once you've learned those and you're selling them, then you're picking up your next product line. And then your next one, your next one. So you're always selling what you've learned while learning the additional product lines until you have everything that we have in your bag and you're comfortable with those presentations. And at that point, you've got a lot of call points, a lot of revenue streams, and you'll never lack of being able to have a sales every single month because you have multiple product lines, which generates multiple revenue streams. And you have a lot of call points, which makes it so that your geographical area that you have to cover can be very, very small. So you're not necessarily having to travel long distances or spend a lot of windshield time, which we don't recommend. You should be in front of decision makers a lot more than you're in front of your windshield. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to ask, but we would love to see you on board and with our program and out there generating a very, very, very nice income. Again, feel free to peruse our website, and we look forward to your interview.